Last week during one of our videos, we talked about life's big questions. And I made the suggestion then that perhaps as simplistic as it sounds, Jesus is still the answer to some of life's big questions, like who are we and what are we here for and what's the meaning of life. Welcome to one of our vlogs, our videos from St. Mark's Episcopal in Dalton. I am in one of my favorite spots. I'm at Holy Cross Episcopal Church in Simpsonville, South Carolina today. But today I want to talk instead of life's big questions, maybe talk about some of life's smaller questions. And these are some of the questions we face every day. Every day we run into opportunities or situations where we see a homeless person standing on the exit ramp, and sometimes instead of paying attention to that person and responding, we stare straight ahead, or we see something we know is wrong and should not be going on, but instead of speaking out, we just sort of stay silent in order to keep keep the status quo. Or we get many of us often every day receive solicitations for worthy causes, and although we cannot give to everything, sometimes we ignore more than we choose, or we hear about somebody who is in need and we think, well, somebody else will help them out, somebody else will do what needs to be done, and we ignore that person. And all of us are guilty of that, and I am especially guilty of these things because we make choices. We learn as children what is right and wrong, but then we spend the rest of our lives trying to sometimes usually not doing the right things and then trying to rationalize it somehow. And so some of life's big questions are important and needs to be considered to have a meaningful life. But life's small questions are what happens every day in our situations. And how do we respond to that? What are our answers to these small situations that come up every day? And what I'm going to suggest, and which I need to aspire to and do more than anybody else that I know, is we used to have the question, what would Jesus do? Well, maybe Jesus is the answer to life's small questions. Jesus appoints us to be his hands and feet, his eyes and his mouth on earth. We have Jesus in us, and our job is to see Jesus, the image of God, in every other person we meet, and to do what Jesus would do to help those situations. So as life's big questions are important, and that's something we need to consider, but also let us not forget life's small questions that we run on the day-to-day basis. And for all the many blessings we have, we'd say thanks be to God. Hallelujah.